Hi there, Dr. Rod Waddington. I'm from the Therapy Couch International, and I've been with you a couple of days last week and again this week. What I'm going to do this week is because some people have said that the 20-minute slot that we were using is a bit long, so I'm going to shorten it. And this evening, I want to chat to you a little bit about programming. Programming in the sense that what we do to our minds, how we programmed, because we program from birth. And it's what we hear, what we see, what we feel, what we smell, what we taste. All goes into what we call our program. And these programs run almost like if you can think back of when we had our CD players and we could stack them one on top of the other. And then we put one program on top of the other program on top of the other program. So we have different programs that run through our life. And these programs are seen in terms of what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about the world, how we think about ourselves, what we say to ourselves, that little chitter chatter that we have, which I call that monkey chatter in our mind, and the way we behave are all there locked into the subconscious mind because from the time of birth until we're 8, 9 years of age, we are living basically in that subconscious mind. And all we need is an authoritative figure to say something to us while we're doing something, and that becomes a program for us. And that program for us starts to emerge later on in life in terms of what we do, the way in which we see things, the way in which we believe things. So, for example, if a child has grown up in a home where they've constantly heard before the age of 9 that money is a problem, money is the curse of all evil, that people are rich or bullies, that child, when it grows up and it goes on in life, when it's 29, 30 years of age, and the wife says, you should really go for that promotion, we'll earn more money, we'll have a better house. The thing that starts to play through the mind is, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a bully because it has been locked in and we start to self-sabotage ourselves. So instead of having the things that we could have, we suddenly start to cut back on doing things and we don't reach our full potential. So those are the programs that start to run in the back of our minds. And as I said, they're there in the subconscious, they're there when there's an authoritative figure, be it a mother, be it a father, be it a uncle, anybody of authority, a grandparent, even perhaps the ministers in church or the rabbis or the priests, doesn't matter who it is, but as long as they've got authority, a little child doesn't know how to distinguish and therefore accepts that if somebody has got authority, that person must be right. And therefore, whatever that child hears, that is what it grabs and takes onto and says, that is how I live my life as well. So later on, as I say, those programs start to manifest. Fortunately, with the work that I do in NLP and hypnosis, we're able to change those programs. Those things that have been installed from our very young age, we now uninstall them and we give them new meanings and we bring in new programs which open up the world for us, and we are able to look at the world differently, see ourselves differently, see our relationships differently, see what we could do differently. And I don't know how you are going to react after this 21-day lockdown. What has changed in your mind? How are you seeing things differently? What is the new vision that you've got for yourself? What is the new vision that you have for this world? Is our economy ever going to be the same again? What is going to shift? What is going to change? Because we are creatures that adapt. And part of that evolutionary process within us is always to adapt to the situation. And therefore, you and I are going through that process, as painful as it is, because it's not nice to be locked inside and not being able to do the things that we'd like to do and having not the wages that we might have had previously because we're on furlough, as they call it in the UK, where they cut down on the salaries. That is what you're experiencing. How's this bringing about a shift in your mind? How's it bringing about a shift in your relationships of who you are attached to and what you're doing and your relationships with your children? What is it doing for you in terms of your future and your planning? In terms of, this is where I want to stay. This is the type of work that I want to do. These are the plans that I've got. If you're going to study, does it mean that you might have to change or hold back on the studies or change direction? This is part of the growing and the developmental process through what is chaos. And incidentally, I'm a great fan of chaos theory. And if you look at chaos theory, it opens up a wide perspective to how we can understand what goes on in the world. So you go and Google it, go to Professor Google, go and check him out on chaos theory, and come back and we're going to enjoy ourselves for the next couple of days. I'm going to deal with some of the NLP presuppositions that built up the whole idea of NLP and the neuro-linguistic programming, and we're going to have a look at how we can motivate ourselves using those principles from NLP. And tomorrow we'll kick off and we'll start with some of those principles. Sometimes people in the NLP community have spoken about 9, 13, 19, even as far as 21 principles. We're not going to look at all of them. We're just going to look at 5 basic principles during the course of this week. So join me tomorrow. Bring your coffee along and let's have a time where we can chat and share. And just make sure that this love keeps flowing. You go well. Ciao for now. Dr. Rod, the Therapy Couch. Online therapy. I'm doing a lot of online therapy at the moment, so if you need to contact me, it's 082 202 3909. I repeat, 082 202 3909. Keep well.